Hello, this is Tanya or Chef T. I am here today to do a April garden tour. I decided to document this new year of gardening. I did do a garden about 20 years ago, which was what I found out later to be more like a Three Sisters garden on the side of the house, which was corn, squash, and green beans. Um, it was a lot of work because I had to till up the ground, which this is before we knew anything. Well, I knew anything about no-till gardening, so it took about 2 days for me to hand till it, and I decided after that year I wasn't going to do that again. So the next year I did some container planting, which was just jalapenos, tomatoes, and I think bell peppers, and those didn't do very well, and that's probably because I didn't realize until this year that I probably planted them in pots that were too small. So that was pretty much the end of my gardening for about 20 years, but I decided this year, after watching Shamika on her channel with my other YouTube channel, and she did some gardening in her space, and she lives in Chicago, so I decided I was going to give it a try again this year. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of, well, I'm going to give you a whole tour of what I have, and I will kind of try to insert a picture in here somewhere of what my original plan was. And I didn't realize that gardening can be kind of addicting and kind of a stress reliever too. So I'll show what it was supposed to look like or start with, and what it's kind of turned into, and the fact that I'm still adding to it. Okay, it is kind of early in the morning, so the sun really isn't out yet, but I will start up here on the garden bed and then go back around. This is my 6-foot bed, which I got from Amazon. This one was originally what I was going to just put tomatoes and peppers in. That one was just supposed to be like cucumbers and zucchini, but we'll go back to here. Right here I've got some alyssum, which is growing slowly, and basil across here. I've got some basil here that I got as a starter plant, marigold, and these are icicle radishes. This is lemon basil and another marigold. I decided to add in some onions in here, which I just put in there about a week ago, and they're already popping up. And this one is a poblano pepper, which is gonna have to trim back some of these tomato plants. And this cube also is Cherokee purple and genuine beefsteak, which is, those were starter plants because I tried seed starting, which is when I made the decision to garden like the week after Valentine's Day, and they didn't do so well because I didn't get good grow lights, and I didn't realize until later that they were crappy grow lights. Anyway, on this one I've got a serrano, and over here is the super sweet 100 cherry tomato, and then I've got a sun sugar cherry tomato over here. This space is empty right now. I don't know if I'm going to put something in there or if I'm going to leave it, but I probably will put something in there because I always do. And over here I've got San Marzanos, and in the back over there are Romas. The peppers in the front are jalapenos on this one, and I have some onions in there too. And in here I've got a cayenne. Over here I decided to try some parsnips. We'll see what those do. I've got, what is this? Greek oregano across here. I've got some nasturtiums in the front. I've got cilantro the regular cilantro right here. I've got slow bolting in another one. And then I decided to add in some dinosaur kale here just to see if it would do anything. I've got rosemary here that I got as a starter plant. And we'll move over here. I put some spearmint in here. I've got some marigolds that I did drop a couple seeds in the front, another nasturtium on each side. I've got oregano, which is a starter plant, and I do have some seeds that I planted down there. This is parsley, that's a starter plant, but I also have some seeds in here. These are the cherry bell radishes, and as you can see, they got a lot bigger than I was expecting them to, so I'm going to be pulling these in a week or so I can get some space, because it is completely covering my these are my early serve bush beans. And then I actually have 2 okra plants over here which are completely covered by these beets, so I need to remove them so they can get some sun. I've got a Japanese eggplant here and a white eggplant there. And behind these early serve beans are some snow peas, which are growing a little bit, but I'm probably going to have to pull those because it's probably going to get too hot before they actually go anywhere. This side, I've got a zucchini plant. Was fork hook zucchini is this one, and I put some seeds in here which did not germinate, which is fine because I really only need one in this space. I have some sunburst squash, which are kind of like petty pan. Here, I put 2 seeds and they both came up, so I'm going to have to pull one. And then I have 1 ball squash back here, and these both came up. I'm going to pull those out of here and put them in this bag. I have some nasturtiums in a pot right there. I've also got some more cherry bell radishes here, which I will probably just go ahead and pull up. And in front of here, I've got, I think these are more cherry bell that I moved over because I had them too crowded, but I'll probably go ahead and pull those. I did put an onion over here in the corner, and these are golden beets, which aren't doing very much because they've been in here since March. And another onion there. I've got some bunching onions right here, and these are, I believe, marigold seeds in the front, and these are mustard greens, which are finally doing something, but these have been here since March and they're just now doing something. I've got thyme here, which isn't really doing anything, so I'll probably get a starter plant and put in here. I've been seeing a lot of these little mushrooms popping up. Okay, I've got some alyssum in this little pot, which I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, but I just have it here for now just to grow and to see if it will grow. Okay, to the left of the tomato pepper bed, I have garlic in here, and then this is my roselle hibiscus. I'm going to move one of these out of here and put it on the end of the flower bed, and I'll show you where I'm going to put that later, and then try to spread one of the other ones out so it's more room. And then over here right now I have sweet potatoes. They aren't thriving, but we also have had a few cold spells, not quite freezing but not warm, so I'm waiting to see if these are going to thrive or not. I do have some more sweet potato slips sitting in a mason jar inside the house I could always replace if these don't make it. And then I saw another gardener plant sweet potatoes and potatoes on cardboard inside the soil above ground, so I'm going to see if I can get anywhere with that and give those a shot. This space over here will now get some 4x2 raised beds, which I'll be working on in the next week or two. And when I do, I will video that too. Over here is my diva cucumber that my father sent me, and it is going crazy right now. I'm gonna eventually have to take this netting off so it can have more room to grow and I can expand. But I have my first actual, this one was the first one that popped in, and then I have one more back here that's actually growing, and a couple other babies in here that I'm not going to bother to show you. But I have a marigold down here that is obviously not getting any sun because it's being covered completely by a leaf, and some sugar snap peas growing off the side, which I will probably have to remove soon. In this bed are my sweet peppers. I have a banana pepper here, shishito right there. I planted a couple seeds for sweet bell here. Just wanted to experiment to see if I could grow it from seed outside. This one is, and I believe it's called Areca bell pepper, and then I've got a California Wonder over here. I've got some nasturtiums on each corner, and then on this, on the back, which I'm going to grow up the back side of the trellis, is I've got salad slicers over here. I've got one lemon cucumber that I just planted like a week and a half ago. I'm not sure if that one's going to make it because it got a little crispy on the leaves, because we did have that cold spell last night, so we'll see if that one makes it. And then I've got two burpless over there. In the front, I have some slow bolting cilantro in the front, along with some alyssum in the front and some dill on this side. I will be having to take this netting off in the next couple days because that dill is really outgrowing this space, and so is the alyssum, so we'll see what happens with that. Also, when I take this netting off, I have a trelling netting to put over that for the cucumbers to grab onto. Going onto the side over here is my potatoes. I got seed potatoes from Lowe's. These are russet potatoes here. I do have some flowers on them, so I'm hoping that these are doing well. I've held them a couple times. This is the first thing of carrots that I did. I did not have patience, and I ran my hand over the top, so I don't think that these are gonna actually produce anything. Over when I pulled the top off to thin them last week, I saw that the base of the stems was really thin and not really attached to anything, but I decided I'm going to just leave them alone until it's time to harvest and see if I got anything. This is Kenbeck potatoes over here. I've got two seedlings popped up from my blue butterfly pea, which I have next to the trellis so it can go up over. And this one is, I think, short and sweet carrots. I had more patience with these, so I'm hoping I might actually have some luck with these, but we'll see. In a week or so, I will try to thin them out. But these have like another month or so, so we'll wait and see. And I planted some lavender in this side, which was a starter plant, because I can't seem to get lavender seeds to germinate for me, so I might get something else to put here. I'm not sure yet. Now this is my flower bed. My neighbor gave me this rose bush. Not sure what kind of rose bush it is, but we'll see how it goes. It's got some thorns going, but that's about it. I did get some celosia from Lowe's that I planted across the whole thing. I just replanted some nasturtiums across the front, and this is a line of zinnias. I've got a ranunculus here. I've got sunflower in the back, some mammoth, and some chocolate cherry, I believe. And this is just a line of like a wildflower, butterfly, hummingbird mix to attract some pollinators. Same thing growing across here, and there's more zinnias here, and I can't remember which kind I planted on this side. I had these nasturtiums I planted, but like a leaf miner got into them, so I'm not sure if they're gonna make it. I got on both of these. I've just got some purple zinnias, giant purple zinnias, which I planted here. I'm gonna thin those out after it warms up a little bit, see which one does better. And then I have this spot right here because that's where I'm going to transplant one of the Roselle hibiscus seedlings over here. On this side is basically the same, except for I have some alyssum growing in the front. I think there's a different type of sunflower in the back. That one also has the hummingbird pollinator mix. That little space over there is where I want to plant a ground cherry and some borage. And then I have that little hook there. I will probably put, and I don't know if I'm going to leave it there or not, but I have a hummingbird feeder, and I will put that somewhere over here in this garden. This right here in the front is some Kentucky Wonder pole beans. I already put the stakes in around. I put the stakes in first and then put seeds next to the stakes so they can grow up, and then I have this netting on here until the sprouts start popping up, because we have a lot of squirrels and chipmunks and birds, and I didn't want them to eat them out of the dirt before they actually got established. And I do see one seedling popping up here. I don't know if I can, right there, we've got one. That's the only one so far, but it makes me happy. Over here, I have some Swiss chard. It is pink Swiss chard. I don't have any seedlings in here yet that I can see, but we'll give it some more time. I have a strawberry plant that I got a starter from, I think I got this one Lowe's or Home Depot, one. This is a Vago tomato trellis, or tomato planter with trellis that I got, and I decided I kind of wanted to experiment to see if it would work. I put a sugar baby in here in the corner so I can trellis up the side, and then I put 2 hills on each side over there, and I planted a seed in both of those, and I do have one popping up on this one. This is another diva plant that my father sent me, and then I stuck in a couple, I think these are, it's another pole bean, I think it's Ideal Market. This is my ginger, and I had a couple extras, so I stuck those in here. And then this is some pineapple. I hope I didn't plant them too close, but we'll see if those make it. Then I have a small little greenhouse over here, which I'm not going to show you because it is a mess right now. But I do have 2 more seedlings of Bay Alpha that just popped up. I was going to give one to my neighbor, the one that gave me the rose bush. And then I have my turmeric in a little dish over here, still sprouting. It's been a lot slower than the ginger was, so we'll probably plant that in the next week or two. I want to get the sprout a little bit bigger. But that is what I have so far. But like I said, this is a kind of a diary for myself because I wanted to actually have some record of what I did this year so I can go back to it in the future. Had no notes, no pictures or anything from the first time I gardened on the side of the house with the squash, corn, and beans, but I wanted to make sure that I had some sort of record this year. So that's why I'm doing this. I have made an effort to have lots of notes. I planned out diagrams for everything that I was doing. So hopefully this year I have some sort of record so I can either go back to it to see what I want to change or to see what worked well. But thank you for watching, and I appreciate it. If you would like to, please subscribe, please hit the like button, please leave comments, and everybody have a great day and a great growing season. See you later.